I think it's kind of weird.
But maybe if the intent is to threaten or harm, because if you're just talking to a kid and you drop an F-bomb or something, that's not a crime.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the intent.
Yeah, that could be
Like if you walk up to a kid and you threaten him with your fist, but you don't curse, I mean, that still probably counts as a problem.
We'd be great lawyers.
Yes.
Now, if you said the F-bomb after punting them like a football, that's a crime.
Yes.
And I condemn it.
I love it. All right. Here we go. Before we go to break, I want to have a look at the local news of the day. It comes from Houston, an actual place. Reporter Brad Woodward was covering a fire at an oil storage tank when he got caught on camera doing something that I love to do. Roll tape, tape rollers.
Breaking news, black smoke filling the sky in Chambers County.
KHOU 11 News reporter Brad Woodard is live on the scene of an oil fire. Brad, what's going on?
Ready? Good afternoon. We're live on FM 2354 on the western edge of Chambers County, where firefighters are working to get a fire under control. In fact, we're told that it is under control.
Awesome.
He's my new hero.
Yeah.
He's chilling out.
It's so sad to see a man in obviously such good health.
I would have been great if he actually had thrown the cigarette down in front of a fire.
Or at the camera.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Looked at the
yeah.
camera.
But you know what? That was probably the worst thing he could possibly do. I wonder if he gets punished for that.
He was outside, minding his own, looking cool doing it. He deserves a raise.
Yeah, the great thing is he was smoking it right up to the end.
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah.
Those are the lifers.
He was
That's
sucking
the guy.
every
This is vodka, by the way. I just wanted to put that out there.
We'll fix that.
I don't know. I think that more reporters should smoke on the air.
I think we should smoke
Edward
now.
R. Murrow, man, he was one of the better ones.
He was.
Smoked
Tom
constantly.
Snyder. Tom Snyder smoked all the
Yes.
time. All right. Coming up, what's up with all the ugly people getting in her face? Noelle Hancock discusses her new book, Ugly People Get Out of My Face. But first, so who's Lady Gaga hanging with now? Probably a T-bone or a top sirloin. So Lady Gaga has become pals with Marxist philosopher Slavoj Žižek. And I must ask why. Well, for one, it sounds hip. I mean, how cool is it to say, oh, this is my pal Slavoj. He uses deconstructionism and psychoanalysis to attack the oppressive imagery of patriarchy. Also, he parties with Julian Assange. But the real reason pop stars are deeply insecure about their intelligence, which is why they're attracted to navel-gazing time wasters. It makes them feel smarter. See, Lady Gaga's got a mind under all that makeup, and she wants you to see it. This mentality explains not just Gaga's need for brainy approval, but every Noam Chomsky book bought in the 90210 area code. Look, I don't care, but Gaga the rebel has to realize that, in terms of rebellion, this behavior is no edgier than Plato. I don't mean the philosopher, but the non-toxic, non-standing, reusable modeling compound. Embracing radicals with destructive ideologies is the reflex of all insecure stars. For proof, track down Paul Hollander's great book, Political Pilgrims. There you'll see that. It's a good book. For some dopes, being rich and famous ain't enough. They need total validation, even if it means touting destructive beliefs. Remember Hanoi Jane? That was Sean Penn with breasts. Anyway, Slavoj, i.e. the world's hippest philosopher, believes revolution must change our current evil state, which he calls capitalism, into a new symbolic order. I wonder how many people must suffer for that to happen. And I also wonder what happens to those pop stars clutching that 35-page concert rider when capitalism is gone. I suppose they assume that under this new symbolic order, they will still be getting their cool mist humidifier. And if you disagree with me, you're a racist homophobe. Jim, you are a huge Gaga fan. You were one of the original Gaga fans.
I most certainly was, Greg.
Yes, you were a charter member of the fan club.
Yes, I was.
Why? Why would she fall for such nonsense?
Well, from what I've heard, this whole thing doesn't exist.
Really?
They're actually, yeah, it was created by a blogger, and that they're actually not friends.
Really?
It's true, and I both camps have, I think, said the same thing. I would never be friends with that bore.
Hey, well, let's assume for now that it is true, or else that last 90-second Greg line is completely pointless. You're such a jerk.
I'm sorry, I just...
How many times have we told you, do not do any research on the stories?
We have
Take
to
them
do
at gospel.
We have to do a segment called 10% of facts, where we just go with the 10% and see where we go.
And then find the part that isn't real and get outraged about that.
But let's use her still as an example, Devore, of a
Sure,
fascination with self-destructive ideologies. Why do celebrities fall for this stuff, even if in this case it may not have happened at all?
Well, assuming that it happened, let's say hypothetically that it happened. Celebrities love to be around political power.
Yes.
They've always loved political power because celebrities are people who wear makeup and look pretty.
Yes.
They don't have any power. They have money. It gets them in proximity to power, but celebrities are always attracted to people who espouse or actually have the ability to, actually change the world for the good or the worse.
Yeah. No, obviously, Lady Gaga is a horrible person, whether this happened or not. But can you argue that even if this didn't happen, that philosophers in a way have become like the baby chihuahua, the little dog that celebrities carry around with them?
I mean, I'm all for intellectual, curiosity and exploring other political ideologies. And I don't think necessarily like becoming friends with someone who has different beliefs than you mean that you have taken on those beliefs as your own. But I think it's always going to be difficult to take somebody seriously who benefits so highly from capitalism if they, are affiliated in any way with communism. But at the same time, we're talking about somebody who wears, meat dresses and lobster claw shoes. And if you, are taking your fashion cues from the surf and turf special at Outback Steakhouse, I don't think you really care that much about being taken seriously. So
yeah, she does. She's able to pull that off, though. I'll give her that. Bill, for a while you hang out with was it Lady Pawpaw, which was a female impersonator of Lady Gaga.
That was the name of my chihuahua.
Really?
Yeah, get to know me. I'm still thinking that that's the hip thing to have as an accessory. No one, Greg, is more outraged by this wholly imagined and non-existent relationship than I am. I lay awake about it. But I did see about a week ago that Lady Gaga was wearing, she had blue armpit hair and a matching blue merkin. Now, I'm not saying that that is all this guy's doing, but I will write that on my Facebook page because I'm told that's not considered defamatory.
Well, here's the thing is, Bill, I read up on that, and that actually never happened.
Oh, Photoshop, you've ruined me again.
Yes, it never happened. Thank you, Jim, for sending me that bit of information.
I was busy. I would have, and I just forgot. I was like, I should probably tell someone.
We're live to tape. We're live to tape, and this entire B block is now just going to have to be a test pattern.
Yes.
Thanks to you.
No, we're going to run it because that's how honest we are.
Mistakes are made.
Yes.
Mistakes are made. We all make them.
By the way, I disagree. I do think there was a relationship with him somehow, but I can't prove it. But I'm going to prove it.
I was told he sexted his wiener.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that's how it began.
Well, that's an outrage.
It is.
That's an outrage.
That's the real story.
That is an unprovable outrage that makes me angry. And I'm writing a Gregalogue on it tomorrow, whether or not it actually happened. Jim, do not email me any facts.
I'll
I want
block
to be
him.
friends with a philosopher, just so every time he starts to talk, you just go, "Shut up!" in front of everybody and humiliate him.
Exactly.
And you definitely know he does do this.
Yeah.
Every time his eyes close, you just go, "Shut your mouth!"
Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun.
By the way, how do you pull down a paycheck? I don't get it as a philosopher.
I know you can major in it, but I always laugh at those that do.
I tried to major in it, but I fell asleep during half the classes. Yeah. Okay, but enough about me. Hey, do you have a comment on the show? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. And to leave a voicemail, my direct line, call 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy. Yeah.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by Toe Wrestling, that English sport that places combatants toe-to-toe in a specially designed arena called a Toadium. Thanks, Toe Wrestling.
Welcome back. Let's find out if we got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Greg. How are you?
I'm divine.
Excellent.
Yes.
TSA makes wheelchair-bound 95-year-old woman with leukemia take off her adult diaper. Greg, you mentioned that TSA said all its protocols were followed in this case. And as you pointed out, this means the protocols are the problem.
Right.
Can we agree that they have the worst protocols since the Elders of Zion?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Ageist is what it is.
Yeah. Noel, I get what you're saying about TSA having to think outside the box, look at least likely scenarios, etc. I'm still trying to get over the fact that the 95-year-old leukemia-suffering, wheelchair-bound woman wasn't a terrorist.
I know. I think it was a surprise to us all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. John, you said we deserve the TSA that we've been binging on fear for the last decade. Imagine what this country would look like if we were losing the war on terror.
I don't think that we're losing. In fact, I think we're winning.
I agree. I'm saying imagine how much worse it would be if we were losing.
How much worse the TSA would be?
And everything.
Yes, to that statement.
Okay.
You're bad at imagining.
Yeah. I'm never asking you to imagine again.
It hurts. It hurts. Well, I mean, what do I imagine? I mean, well, they're going to search toddlers?
My point is, I was actually agreeing with you when I was saying this is how bad it is, and we're kind of winning the war on terror.
You're smart.
So just imagine if we were losing, John. Just imagine. You can't do it, can you?
I don't know what that was, but that wasn't an imagine.
Oh, he imagined. Wait, don't pan down because he imagined something.
That was how I imagined.
Okay. Jim, you said they know this woman isn't a terrorist, but the agents, they have this little bit of power, so they end up acting this way. I think that's probably true, but I also think Bill's point is the real truth here. This is all about not being accused of profiling.
Yeah, that is a big part of it, but they're just, a lot of them are such creeps. The whole airline industry has turned into a bunch of creeps who you cannot question. You cannot ever disagree with them. Like, hey, I don't think so. Would you like to be asked to step off the flight?
Right.
They're just awful. They've all gotten awful.
Yeah.
Speech! Sorry. Boring myself.
Although I do have to say, Jim, the fact that you get stopped 75% of the time does make me feel safer.
I really do. Then they asked me to put a light bulb in my mouth and sign something.
Also, Jim, it's important to remember that trains can plummet from bridges.
They can, but it's over fast. I mean, I think that's the big fear, because I'm never scared on a train.
Yeah.
I'm actually very brave.
Are you? Okay.
You're the real hero.
On the trains, you're the real hero,
I stare everybody down.
Yeah. It's great. It's great that you're the scary one, because then everybody on the train is scared of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you got to do is look at them.
They're like, oh, we loved you in Night Court. Good. Richard Mole humor. Good one, Jim.
Supreme Court says California can't make it illegal for kids to buy violent video games. John, it is in fact illegal to sell pornography to minors.
Okay. I'll make a note of that. But
Okay. You probably should.
It's Playboy pornography?
I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help you here, John.
It is pornography.
Is it pornography?
Yes, it's considered pornography. They don't like saying it is, but it is.
Yeah, you can't sell Playboy to a minor. I believe it might even be illegal even to give a Playboy to a minor. Or any kind of pornography. Yeah.
Well, again, duly noted.
Yeah. In fact, the fact that this is sort of another victory for violence over sex, Justice Breyer noted this in his dissent. He wrote, "What sense does it make to forbid selling to a 13-year-old boy a magazine with an image of a nude woman while protecting a sale to that 13-year-old of an interactive video game in which he actively but virtually binds and gags the woman, then tortures and kills her?"
Wow.
I don't see a parallel.
Yeah. Also in his dissent, Justice Breyer cited a YouTube video which law clerk and blogger Josh Blackman says is a first in Supreme Court history.
Oh, that's interesting.
Legal facts.
Apparently, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
You guys know this is not nap time, right?
Yeah. Oh, somebody's phone's ringing.
Go judicial branch.
It's mine.
It's a call from the boring police. About to get arrested.
Jim, you said that this should be left up to parents about buying the games. The point of the California law supposedly was to help parents. It was to prevent kids from buying the games without their parents' permission. The law didn't make it illegal for parents to buy the games for their kids.
No, I know, but it's just more of that stupid nanny nonsense.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
The kids might get the wrong impression. Shut up.
Yeah.
Tired of them. Stupid kids. Always yelling and causing a ruckus.
It's never been a very pro-kid show.
Yeah.
I don't hate kids at all. It's not the kids I have a problem with. It's the way people deal with them and expect the rest of us to bend our lives to them.
Yeah.
Not secret resentment coming out because
Yeah.
I'm sterile.
Really? By the way, a weird pair of dissents in this case. Justice Breyer based his dissent on the supposed harm that violent video games can cause, and Justice Thomas based his on how awesome life was in the 17th century. Gregolog, Lady Gaga. Is this a Gaga-log?
I would say it's a Gaga log.
Yeah. Okay, where to start here? As Jim, I believe, might have pointed out.
Yes.
Yeah, this whole story is not so much real.
Well, where did it come from?
Well,
you know
here's the
that I
thing.
wrote this a week ago?
Right.
Then I forgot about it?
And in the interim, we found out that the New York Post story claiming this friendship is wrong. It was based on a blog post that apparently wasn't really written by Zizek.
Yeah.
Not written by who?
Zizek,
Oh, okay.
the guy?
Slavoj.
Slavoj?
Slavoj?
To his friends.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel wrong for pointing it out, but
You're
I do
not.
apologize.
No. This is why Red Eye is awesome.
But I shouldn't.
We have a built-in autocorrect. It's like I knew that this story had been sitting around for a week. I shouldn't have done it.
No, but the point is, I was rude when I said it and then did this.